Hey guys, welcome to the Zoo Review Extra. I'm Zoo, and today I'm going to be breaking down how I grade movies and roughly what my rubric looks like. I'll go over the categories I judge and mention just a few of the many questions I ask myself for each one. Before I get into that, I want to talk about how point values work. Every movie can get a total of 100 points, but points are not divided equally between each category. Also, not every movie is graded equally. Some movies that are intended to be less story-driven and more visually impressive, such as an Edgar Wright movie, are going to get more points assigned to their visuals and editing, whereas a story-centered one, such as The Notebook, is going to obviously get more points towards the story. But, in the end, all the categories together will equal 100 points. Now we can dive into the categories. To start, we have my first group of categories which I dubbed On the Surface. The first category here is the plot. Here's a few of the things I ask myself when judging this category. Did I find the story it told interesting? Was it believable? Were there glaring plot holes? Did I get invested in the world? Following that, I look at the category acting and characters. Is the acting believable? Do these characters feel real and do they fit in the story that's trying to be told? Do they make me care? Coinciding with that, the dialogue. Did it bring context to plot development or help world build? Did the words match the tone of the movie and personality of the characters? Lastly for this grouping, the pace. Did the movie flow well? Was it too fast or too slow? Did certain scenes drag down the movie? I also have some questions I ask depending on what genre it is, which I'm not going to get into here. On to the next group of categories, which I called Behind the Scenes. Here we have direction, which is not necessarily my forte, but I'll do my darndest to judge it anyway. Was the storytelling complex or straightforward? If so, was it to the movie's detriment? Were there aspects of the story I feel they should have explored more thoroughly? Likewise, were there any bits of the story that were drawn out or should have just been omitted? Up next are themes and tone. What was the overall message of the movie, and did they get it across effectively? If it was a comedy, did I find it humorous, or an action movie, did I find it exciting, etc.? On to the score. Did the music support the tone of the movie? Were the music cues timed well for the scenes that they were supporting? And now, the cinematography. Did the coloring and lighting affect the tone? Was the action coherently shot, if applicable? Was it framed well? Lastly for this grouping, production design. Did the costumes and sets feel real and lived in? Does the world feel alive? Does it feel like there are other stories that could be told here? My third grouping is technical details. The first category here is editing. Was any of the editing noticeable for better or for worse? Was the flow consistent? The next two categories, visual effects and audio effects, have similar questions, so I'm going to group them together for the sake of time. Were the effects believable? Did they align with the era and tone of the movie? Were the effects overboard or too subtle? Was it for spectacle? If so, was it at least enjoyable? This next one isn't part of a group, it's just a category. General enjoyability. This category is far more subjective than the rest so far. Did it leave me feeling how they intended me to feel? Were there any wow moments or emotionally impactful ones? Even if it wasn't that great, did I at least enjoy it? General enjoyability marked the end of the categories and the 100 points. However, I do have extra credit where movies can possibly earn a couple bonus points outside of the 100. This is obviously the most subjective section. A big thing I enjoy doing after seeing a movie is talk about it. So, did the movie make me want to talk about it with someone? If it was part of a series, am I theorizing what might happen next? And did it have any strengths that appeal to me and might make me forgive some weaknesses? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment letting me know what you think of the categories and the rubric. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to explain it in more detail. Over on the side, there should be a couple playlists, one for my spoiler-free reviews and one for my spoiler reviews. Thanks again for watching. Bye.